Hello. A white man says black lives do matter. My name is Joe Hackett. This is an appeal to the black community. My name is Joe Hackett. I am a white man. I live in the inner city, born and raised. I now live in a predominantly black neighborhood, and I do believe that black lives matter. I have stayed here at my residence believing that I will be able to change the situation in the neighborhood. I am concerned for the inner city. How do we both get involved together? The inner city black community is much maligned by the elite. The elite usually focuses on the negative side of the inner city, not the positive side. But I would say this, the city streets and pavements that I live on are full of trash and bottles and cans. They are thrown there by those who pass by. The street department does not collect the trash properly, nor the recyclables. Maybe they do not get paid enough. They do not put trash cans on the street corners, so people drop their trash on the pavements, streets, and in the grass. I'll get back to that later. When I began writing down this message, I had an opportunity to do some mentoring with a young black boy of around 8 years old. He got to know me through an incident about 2 weeks earlier when he hurt his leg. I went over there to help give assistance by sitting him down on the top step that helped relax his leg. Then I went to knock on his door to get his mom and inform her that her son hurt his leg and needed help walking. He had to be lifted and brought to his house. He was helped to his house by his mom and by my next door neighbor and good friend, Marcus Armstrong. His mom was told by the doctor that he tore his Achilles tendon. Now he and I say hello as he again plays on the block. When he sees me, he says, "Hello, sir." The teaching and mentoring moment came when I was shoveling snow in front of my steps out front of my house. The lesson was about the difference between just being kind to someone on the street as opposed to turning it into a business proposition opportunity. He asked me if he could help, and I said yes. Then he asked to be paid for his help afterward. I did give him $3 though for his help, even though I did not need to. He did not ask to be paid beforehand. I believe he did learn that lesson, that I was so privileged to teach it. I asked him for a hug, and he was glad to give me one. Another time, this man who did not live on my street began to vomit in front of my next door neighbor's house while he was hanging outside on the passenger side door. I asked him if he was all right, and my other neighbor saw me attending to him and went and got him a bottle of water and paper towels. He thanked us both for our help. What we can do as people is to help each other clean the streets and pavements. We also can bother the streets department to do a much better job of trash collecting. We also should tell them to put trash cans on the city corners. These are the city's responsibilities. We as citizens need to hold the city, state, local, and federal governments to an account. Government is created by God himself for the benefit of the people. We as a people also can be vigilant against crime and be help to the police. I had two circumstances where wrong was done to me, actually three, but I will touch for now only two of them. One was the stealing of two really good trash cans with wheels that were out in front of my house, that hugged my house. In front of my house is a lawn, then a pavement, a street in front of that. The people who stole them had to get out of their car, cross a pavement, cross a lawn, go up to the trash cans that hugged my house. They had to take two trash cans that hugged my house, go down my lawn, down the pavement to the street, and put them in the vehicle. This took time to do. Obviously, nobody actually saw them do it. That's always the case, right? Hard to imagine nobody not seeing it being done. It was done in broad daylight. That took a while for them to do. It was done in broad daylight. Obviously, nobody actually saw them do it. Hard to imagine nobody not seeing it being done. Unless somebody saw them do it, but did not do anything or say anything about it. Oh, let me add. They came back to my house the next day in broad daylight and left trash bags at the top of my lawn that they found in the trash cans that they stole from me. They were mad that they took and stole my really good trash cans with wheels, with trash in them. They came back with the trash. By doing this, they wanted to tell me that I should not have had trash in them when they stole them. The second one was somebody walked up to my car. That somebody opened my passenger side door of the car, sat in my car on the front passenger side that hugged the pavement that was towards houses, opened the compartment that was between the two front seats, leaving it open, and opened the compartment that was in the middle, in front of the driver and passenger seats, leaving that open. Obviously wanting to steal what was in them and found nothing. Again, this took time to do. Same thing. Nobody saw anybody walk up to the car, open the car door, go into the car, sit for some time in the car, go throughout the compartments of the car, and get out of the car and close the car door and walk away from the car in front of houses. Or somebody saw this being done to my car and did not want to say anything or do anything. These are 2 out of 3 circumstances, among others, in my life. These 2 happened to me on my predominantly black neighborhood. But I still love many people. And I am still here living on the same street, hoping to help change the circumstances that surround each and every one of us in the inner city. All of us should help make a change in inner cities for the better. For all of us. Let me say this next of all. This is in the light of the war that is going on between the law authorities and the citizens. It is incredible how this is going on in the country that claims that there is justice for all. For there to be peace and justice for all, there must be unity with the country's law authority and their citizens. There must be understanding and trust between them. Those are keys to any type of relationship. One side must not desire to win over the other. If one side wins and the other side loses, then both sides lose. For there to be a winner, both sides must win. For to be a winner, both sides must win. If one loses, then the other side loses. They both must win. For peace and tranquility to reign, both law authority and the citizens must work in unity with one another, not fighting to gain superiority. City policing or community policing is a strategy of policing that focuses on an alternative to using military force. In that, police are to prevent crimes with a need to gain willing cooperation of the public. Both law authority and its citizens work together in keeping peace. It is the key to any problem within the city. Working together, not against one another, brings peace, understanding, and trust to any society. Understanding and trust are the significant keys to any great relationship. They both must understand and trust one another, or there will be significant arrest, as you are seeing today. We as a society are dying. Whole communities are being torn apart. Crime, drugs, guns, violence, and mayhem have ravaged our schools and our streets. In our cities, we see the dilapidated and ruined houses and building structures. Look at the trash-filled streets and pavements. We see the tearing apart of our homes and families. Many come from one-parent-only households, making it more difficult to raise children. There are numerous reports through the news media of gun violence by disgruntled, disturbed adult and young people. The reports tell us that some are by people who have been laid off or fired from their jobs. Some are law enforcement authorities who have lost jobs, or military personnel who had been discharged from service. They brandish their own disillusioned idea of what they think is patriotism. The most mind-blowing, unbelievable killing of all is the gunning down of little children in school and in the streets. We are a desperate society who needs an answer. The authorities, psychologists, and psychiatrists have no real answer to this violence and slaughter. They really do not understand why. They have said if only these responsible for the killing have lived, we could have found out the answer to these ongoing tragedies that plague our society by learning from them. We could have learned from their mind, their circumstances, their environment, and upbringing. The academic world has been teaching theories of human behavior to psychology and sociology classes for such a long, long time. You would think that they would have admitted by now that they really do not have the answers to less questions. It is obvious from all the chaos, anarchy, mayhem, and self-destruction that they do not. It is evident that as we as human race do not understand or know how to really solve the grave situation we find ourselves under. We have made mistake after mistake. Time and time again, we continue to follow one path, ones that lead to destruction or to dead ends. We rely upon counselor, therapist upon therapist, philosophy, psychology, psychiatry, still no real, no nasty, no definite solution has been found. The efforts of men are noble and admirable, but it would be forced to continue to go in the direction we're going, to try to set very same things that come up short every time. This is just insanity. Giving what has been happening each and every day somewhere in this country. How one can continue to look to oneself or to one's fellow man. We are all beset with our very own fragilities and failures. How can one look toward those who commit atrocity after atrocity done? That is very foolish and funny proposition. Someone said insanity is doing the same thing over and over again that has failed before expecting different results. So where can we go for help? I know where my help comes from. It comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth. Psalm 121, verse 1 and 2 in the Bible, the Old Testament, says, I lift up my eyes to the mountains. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth. When you look up to the mountains of life and find them so daunting and leaving you breathless, and knowing where to turn, look above the mountains to the Lord who created them. The answer does not lie within us, but in God alone. He is the Creator. We are His creation. The Creator knows intimately all the workings of creation and their ways. He is their Creator God, and we are only His creation. He is the all-wise and powerful God, who we must turn to for help. This is a white man saying, Black lives do matter. This is an appeal to the Black community. My name is Joe Hacken. I am a white man. I live in the city, born and raised. I now live in a predominantly Black neighborhood, and I do believe that Black lives matter. I stayed here at my residence, believing that I would be able to change the situation in the neighborhood. I am concerned for the inner city. How do we both get involved together? The inner city Black community is much maligned by the elite. The elite usually focuses on the negative side of the inner city, not the positive side. I hope that many of you watch and listen to this message. It will be taped on YouTube. If you like to make comment, you can make a comment on what I just spoken about. YouTube has a spot there where you can make a comment to me and to what you have just seen and heard. Thank you. Until next time.